I wanna go where everybody knows my name, and they're always glad I came. I wanna go where people be real fresh and funky. That's why I go to Cellspace in the sucker free. Let me tell you a little story. 1998, I was a young little whippersnapper, and I was heading to dance mission, which wasn't as poppin' as it is today. It had an open practice there, mostly focused on breaking, and I met a lot of folks there. I met members of Renegades, Rock Force. I met just all different kinds of people that would come through the city and just use that spot to train. And the most important connection I made there was a group that was later to be known as Sisters of the Underground. The most important woman who I met there was a woman known as Bina. And she had this idea to start an all-female hip-hop collective. Most people think of Sarah Smalls when they think of Sisters of the Underground. She was an integral part of it, and she was there from the beginning and kind of took those wings and went with it from what Bina's original intention was. Anyway, all us ladies got together and were just having a good time, so we wanted to keep up that inspiring process that we had, and it came to a point where we got kicked out of that space. Not just us, but everybody that was there. It was alleged that someone was smoking weed or something was happening, and it wasn't us. None of us were there. Most of us at that time were just dancing around and having a good time, and definitely would not be smoking weed in the bathroom there. So we got kicked out, needless to say, but we still loved Dance Mission, and we had to look for another spot. So the girls didn't want to stop practicing. We wanted to keep on doing our thing and getting better and challenging ourselves. So we looked around to find another spot, and we went through a bunch of little spaces, Zeno at the end of Mission and some other spots, and we stumbled across Cellspace and started to open practice there. People came, it was the same kind of vibe, and it felt really good. And it wasn't just an all-female practice, it was for everybody, even though our collective was an all-female hip-hop collective. Later, since the Underground had an offshoot quite soon afterwards, we called the B-Girls Extra Credit Crew. We also had DJs, DJ That Girl, Saskia and DeAndre did things with us as well. And then we had graph artists. So it was a really good supportive network for women in hip-hop. Anyways, we had started Cellspace, and Cellspace was going well. It felt really good to have that consistently. And then what wound up happening is, after some time, a large amount of time, we all kind of, Sisters of the Underground kind of split up. Went all over the world, fighting crime and having babies and shit, and learning other languages. And so we had to hand over the reins to Renegades, who specifically Miles took over the spot, with Rob took over the spot, Profo. Everybody just dove in and just wanted to have that spot continue. We got close with those guys, and throughout different projects that we had done, and one of them being Basic Project, where it was Flu Girl, Milestone, Machine, Sarah Smalls, myself, Jana, and yeah, I'm probably forgetting people, but anyways, we all worked together on a bunch of different collaborative shows and stuff, and Rob Nasty, and Profo, of course. How could I forget those guys? And so yeah, we all got pretty close. Anyways, when we left, Renegades basically took over the space, along with other crews, other people. And I need to mention as well that our teachers in the beginning were hound dog truckers mostly. Actually, when I was in Colorado, Get With This crew, Lil Ray and all those guys were a huge influence on me. And then when I came out here, I continued to really look up to hound dog truckers, which had Profo, Bug Eye Bandit, and Bug Eye Bandit, Dre, Arjuna, Rob Nasty, multiple other folks in there. Oh, Junior, who is doing amazing things now. Dre, I miss you so much. You're so fun to get in the ciphers with. And another person that's really fun to get in the ciphers with that was there along with Dre a lot was AD, who I also miss a lot. But, yeah, so anyway, that continued. So Cellspace continued for quite some time. People from all over the world came there, and it was kind of a home base. You knew that you could jump off from that spot and go to other places, and that was like always popping. There was always, every Monday night, that's what was happening. So people held it down for a long time, and then this happened, which is a little disconcerting to say the least. I don't know what the logistics are behind this closure, but there's a lot of things happening in our world right now that are causing us to reframe how we look at things, and just take a different perspective and approach things a little differently. I don't like to get super sad about situations because I know that the nature of life is really fluid, and that you can't just hold yourself down and wallow in this being sad about a certain situation, because out of destruction comes a lot of growth and renewal, and you never know what's after this could be even better. And all the wonderful souls that went into making Cellspace what it is, or what it was, will still continue to exist. It's a space, and something I learned the other day is that if you notice, if a house isn't visited for a while, it actually dies. Like in the country, it will fall apart. But the same house structure right next to it that has constant people like in and out of it, it actually gives life to the wood. So just the breath of human beings and the caring feeling that we have, if that is allowed to flourish, that permeates structures, and that allows things to exist. So I have no doubt that we're going to find another spot, and Wacko is just taking the lead and doing some amazing things with this, and just getting the word out how important this place was to all of us, how important Cellspace is to all of us, and how much that kind of a situation is needed, whether it's not continuing at Cellspace per se. It definitely needs to continue. So yeah, thanks for all that hard work, Wacko, and I'm sure this is going to be a wonderful reunion. And like I said before, all the beautiful souls that formed me as a B-girl and my constituents, and as a dancer in general, and just all of that, like, it's needed, it needs to continue, and we all need to just keep doing this work that just feels like play because we love it so much. So I love you guys, all the best, we're going to keep it going, and thank you, Wacko, for helping other people remember Cellspace. It'll be a wonderful reunion. Blessings.